what's it going into?
Air conditioner, condenser fan. See outside fan blows up.
You want this, don't you?
In this case,
Blew up.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, it's heavier than hell.
Alrighty.
If you drop this on your foot, you'd break your foot.
All right. Let's pay attention.
throw the.
Pay attention, Marcus. Marcus, who are you?
You got the phone.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Sorry.
By the way, what I talked about last week, I was working on Alexa and her being able to do a status, and you can listen. Hopefully, you can hear this. Let's see.
Computer,
Her name's computer, not
tell
Alexa.
family room to turn lights on.
Hold on, it's a status. That's what you're waiting on.
Computer, tell family room to get status.
The fireplace is off and the family room lamps are on.
So the fireplace is off and the family room lights are on.
I've never done
Wow.
that before.
Right.
It's something new.
Tell family room to turn fireplace on.
Turn the fireplace on.
Computer, tell family room to get status.
The fireplace is on and the family room lamps are on.
So anyway, the goal of that, of course, is, as I was saying, is to be able to ultimately, as you get more devices hooked up, is, I'm getting ready to go to bed or something like that, Alexa, computer, or whatever, give me the status. It'll tell you, okay, garage doors up.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so so I got it to work.
Damage report.
Yes.
The
Yeah, that's right.
prison.
Status report, holodeck. That's it for me. Oh.
Yeah, I brought in a motor.
Oh.
If anybody
about
wants
50
this motor,
Sure.
I think Vicente's already claimed it.
You can.
yeah, it will run on at 1 volt.
It will run on 1 volt.
At 1 volt, it's drawing about 55 milliamps.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a volt and a half.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Don't put it on
it'll
back.
go either way.
Boom.
Red
Yes,
top.
to the back. That's quiet.
That's all I know.
Yeah, really. If I don't know that, I'm in bad shape, buddy.
And you can put this in a power display case.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
that moves about the right
little
speed for
battery
that.
there.
Whoa.
It will run on a 2032 coin cell.
Nice. I could put that on my gun turret there. That'd be great.
That's impressive. That's
paintball guns.
nice.
I like that. How
You
many
can
more
have
of
the
those?
other one.
You've got.
This one's 24 volts DC, and I have another one that's 48.
What is that?
What is this right here?
Is that power supply?
Hmm?
Is this a power supply?
That's not mine.
Oh.
Where'd that come from?
It's a bomb.
He's gonna tell us about it in a minute.
What is it?
I
We gotta wait for you.
I am me. I am Leroy. Everybody knows me.
Vice President
You too.
Leroy.
I have a self-balancing robot that doesn't work, designed by Ray. Software by Leroy.
The worst of both worlds.
Software by Leroy, designed by Ray.
Vicente approved?
No.
No. That's why it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's why it doesn't work.
Too expensive for my consideration.
Okay.
But it
I'm
wants to work.
I'm actually surprised because usually it just falls over. Well, it is falling over, but usually it doesn't even try that. I turn it on and it just goes boom. So I got once we
the
get
wheel should go one direction, the other way it should go the other direction.
yeah. Well, once we get through introductions, we can look at it
You
and
need a
see.
couple of pillows and put it
Yeah.
aside.
Oh, I like your idea. We'll just attach a string to it so it never falls.
Rubber band. Or something.
Rubber band so it never falls. We can look at code or whatever if we want to. I don't know. I don't know what we want to do.
So what's
We're
the
just
goal?
here.
What's the goal with it? Is the goal to get it to work?
Well,
Does it?
okay. So Ray designed this thing at least a year ago, probably longer than that, and it sat on his shelf. Not even no wires, no nothing. And I went over to his place and I grabbed it off the shelf and said, "I'm going to get this thing to work," because it's cool. And that was the goal. And
So the balancing part of it, is that the part that's not working, or is it more than that?
I think the
That's
motors
all-
are.
It is only this thing, this part.
So I mean, that would actually sound sort of mechanical.
You've got to get the balancing to work first
Right.
before I worry about any of the rest of this stuff.
Yeah.
Even though the ultrasonics are hooked up and I verified that they work, but that's neither here nor there, because if it doesn't balance,
Right. Yeah. That's
it's
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah.
But I think the motors are wrong. I don't think the motors are the right motors for this. And I'll show the project that this is actually based off of. Well, Ray designed this without knowing any project. I found a project that's very, very similar, and his works and mine doesn't, and I think it's the motors. But I think it's either the motors or my MPU is just bad. But it's sending data, so you're up.
What?
You're up. I'll come back to this because we got to do the introductions. It's your
No,
turn to
we gotta
introduce
do that.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh.
It really is. It's really interesting.
Vicente, I doing some kind of time travel lately. Well, I explain. Someone in time 4 weeks ago is sending stuff to me from China. Was me 4 weeks ago.
Aha!
You know?
Yes.
And now I am sending stuff to me in the future 4 weeks ahead.
Ah.
Okay, and every day arrives some stuff in the mailbox. I don't
From
remember
4 weeks
why
ago.
I bought it, but I spent a lot of time playing with it. And buying something else I'm sending to the future, to the guy who receive it. You know, I am in some kind of
It's
problem now.
Okay,
I am
that's
distra-
worth the price of admission.
I am distracting myself from the past, and I am distracting myself in the future.
as my
Doing
wife
that.
says, it's always Christmas.
Yeah.
It's
always a
you
package
are
coming.
working something, and in the mail there is a new controller. Oh, let me check it. You know, you bought it 4 weeks ago, but your real subject is
You forgot
apart,
what
and
for.
you try to figure out what it is they say. This is what happens all the time.
Well, you'd be like Leroy. He forgets he orders another one, and all of a sudden that comes. He's like, "Wow, I got that in the day from China."
Don't say more stuff. Well, China, eBay, Amazon is today's. You remember what it was?
Right.
But sometimes you know, what this is? What for?
I can imagine you
Ordering
doing
a million of those stupid little plug-in things. Order 10 of them at a time because they're $1. Cool.
Yeah, usually.
And then you order like 50 of them because you forgot that you ordered them in the first place.
that.
I was thinking, you know the lattice pipes, this yellow thing that's very flexible, the
Fiber optic?
goose latex.
Gooseneck?
Oh, like
Their ties.
is it what
They can
material
be
is
used
it?
for
Pipe,
slingshots. It's
Oh,
very,
latex
I'm
tube.
very-
Oh, yeah,
very-
yeah.
Latex
like
tubing.
tubing.
Yeah, that.
Okay, right.
I was thinking of use it in a robot around the platform with a glue and with a hole connected to a pressure sensor.
Mhm.
And when the robot just touch something, you see in the pressure
Right.
stop. And then I need this sensor, and there was a $255 sensor, but I saw it 4 weeks ago. I had an idea. Okay, let me ask for the sensor, and I put the idea
Forget.
aside. And now the sensor comes and say, pressure sensor. What is this for? After I went, now I remember. Okay, but these things happen all the time.
Yeah.
This is an example.
Best part is when like 5 boxes show up and you go, when did I order 5 things? And you order, one thing every day, and for whatever reason they all show up at the same time.
I was looking for accelerometers with a very high frequency sampling because I am planning to use like a plastic trash can inverted in the platform with a vibration motor using in the phones connected to the case, you know, and with accelerometers you analyze in 2 axes the vibration, and when you touch the outside of the robot, you know in what point you are touching it, and he can react moving far from you all the time, just with accelerometer with 2 dimensions and a vibration motor. But I need accelerometer with very high frequency sampling.
You've
for
got
that.
all this wrote down, so when these accelerometers show up, you remember what they're for, right?
What?
No.
No, because I have that same.
What accelerometers?
What
I don't know. I just bought the accelerometer a week ago.
Why did I order accelerometers?
And why is your trash can humming?
Everyone's got a bunch of little
I will make it in a small robot with a tiny case, but I like to try this kind of ideas about sensors.
That's a good idea.
That's it. Nothing.
Mike, I want to go back. I didn't know about the status. I'll start doing that. But last week I was laying in my bed.
let me preface that this is all custom, totally
okay.
custom, totally
All
custom from the start to the finish.
Okay.
It's nothing that's a skill that I wouldn't picked up. It's totally custom. But you were going to show us the skill.
Yeah, I can. I'll show it. I'll bring it. What I was laying in bed and the Echo told me, you left your cafe, which is my coffee maker. You want me to turn your cafe off? And I said, yeah. And she said, if it's on later on, do you want me to remind you in the future? So it goes out and scans. I didn't even ask it to do this. It knew that my spark plug, which is my coffee pot, was on at 9 o'clock at night, which I usually make it in the morning. So
She's watching you.
she's watching.
She likes you, I think.
It's part of how,
Yeah.
I get it.
2001.
She'll be
The
like,
smart plugs are going to be taking over our minds, man.
do you want me to tuck you in?
Sometimes my mind's not fast enough.
So you did all that, your stuff, your status.
Yeah, it's all
It's at the
custom
Art Academy in
programming,
Cincinnati,
all in
and
the back end
somebody-
I
stuff.
thought I
Yeah,
missed
this would be
something.
it.
Yeah.
They send me emails, but
It's
what
just a
Alexa
weird
can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
I'll let
get
Mike
it.
do his.
Oh, I'm Mike.
I'm done.
Don't have anything going on, but I saw these in the disposal at work. Temperature control. So if anybody has any interest in it, welcome to it. I took the screws off the case. That's what's on the side. So if you need to open it, see what's in.
Looks like a Heath kit. Like a Heath kit.
It's dated, definitely.
It's like,
I checked the controllers. They're a couple $100 a piece.
Yeah. Partlow and Eagle make copies of those things that are a lot less expensive, but Omega, if you call them and give them that serial number, they'll hook you up with a person that will walk you through programming it. Omega's a wonderful company.
This is
They're
the
very-
sensor, right?
That's a
Yeah.
232 area code. Where are they located?
Omega's pretty huge though. Man.
Yeah, Omega's everywhere. They've got
Are they?
local too.
Yeah.
That's a K thermocouple
Yep.
connector.
203 area code. That's New York.
You can use an oven to make a solder thing. That's,
Mhm.
East Coast.
I already bought one.
I'm scared.
I'm Kenny. I'm just here for the day.
Hi, Kenny.
All right. One day at a time.
I'm Barry. I don't have anything fancy this week. It's all still in the mail.
Hamvention link is up there. You can find it Hamvention May 17th. Boone County Fairgrounds. Computer Fest. Looks like it's doesn't happen anymore. Based on
One was in the fall and one was in the spring.
Next week, right?
Back in Air Arena, then you had 2 of them.
I'll be there.
Someone said last week they thought it was killed. They don't have 2 of them.
I don't know. Well,
That's
what's
true.
up?
The worst
Alright,
large-
so
large-
that's all ran by the same group.
Yeah,
They
they cover the same stuff a lot of
The
times.
info spec thing up in Dayton a while back, and there was a lot of discussion. I didn't say much about them like helping that group. But I said
It's getting near time for our biannual art attack. Art attack, the California art attack.
Never heard of it.
Oh, art, yeah. Art's coming back.
This is
Oh, art.
This is a
Oh, art.
TV show.
What?
TV show or
See
LC.
it light up?
LC.
I
haven't
remember a
heard from
TV show
him.
that has that name.
It
Art
usually
Attack.
starts popping up about this time.
Do what now?
Art Attack.
LC.
Art.
LC. I'll take it. Remember art?
Let me see it for you.
Art.
See what it controls.
So we'll see. It should be showing up pretty.
So they're just running a set of
Pretty
relays.
soon,
And
yeah,
that's what it
About
looks
that
like.
time.
Be brave enough
They
to
didn't
come
have
back.
thermocouple winter, so it says it's open, so it's actually, yeah, so it's, twist the
Right.
wires and see what happens.
Art with the 5 pair of glasses.
Well, because you need the different
Hmm.
magnification.
Yeah, that's
to
right.
know what
He's
you're-
got very specific uses for his specs.
The turn on and take it.
Yes, it did, actually, yeah. And it actually showed showed it open. It actually doesn't have a thermocouple on the end of it. It's a female plug.
So technically
they actually-
speaking, you can clip the wire and just.
Yeah,
twist it.
exactly, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, yeah. Yeah.
This is weird. It has, looks like 8 inputs.
Channels, yeah, it's like, yeah.
Huh?
But it's just an analog output. It doesn't, all of these I've seen have relay outputs to control a heater or
Right.
chiller or something.
So it's got a.
This is an
you can
odd one.
Control a valve or something with that, huh?
Yeah, and it's an analog output, so yeah, probably
Interesting, yeah.
4 to 20 milliamps. Cool toy.
That's kind of interesting.
Does it have an on-off control or not?
No, it doesn't seem to.
No.
We had a guy in here that had a,
Nope.
what was it? They did
Nope.
ceramic
A kill?
heat or kill or something.
Yeah.
We had the B guy and had a kill guy.
I apologize, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
He
It's
didn't
all
look-
right.
he
It
didn't look
never made
inside.
it to this end of the
I
table.
know, he didn't look inside it yet. He would have.
Leroy, I'm gonna tell your mama
What?
that you're looking at stuff.
Oh, I'm not really looking at stuff.
I don't see any new knots on your head, so maybe you forgot.
No, she's pretty mad that packages show up every couple of days. What did you order now?
You always hope she's at work when they show up, huh?
A few times I've avoided checking the mail because I knew something was going to be there.
Oh, no.
I'll check that later on tonight. Leroy, did you check the mailbox yet?
The grandkid actually loves getting them, so we go and get packages every day.
Yeah.
She thinks it's great fun because she'll go, Papple, you got a robot! You got a robot! Package will be about yay big. Yep, that's a great robot.
I got my wife convinced about the China pack. Oh, that's $2. Oh, that's I just keep just from China. It's $2. No big deal. Nothing to see here.
I'm allowed $5. So how much did that package cost you? Oh, that was $5.
Yeah, that's right.
The package was only a quarter.
Yeah,
The contents? Let's
That's
not
true.
go into it.
the package. It cost more to have that package shipped than it did.
Yeah, it's an e-package. Oh, yeah.
Stamford, Connecticut. That's where he was.
To check to see if that is, so K-type is constant tannin iron.
Right.
If the wire is magnetic, if the magnet sticks to it, then it
What
is.
temperature control?
Sometimes they are,
Kenny has some.
the leaders are a different metal, but
Could
not
it be a
usually.
J type?
That's K.
K.
K?
Yeah. Well, I'm making an assumption just on the color and the connector.
Right. Yeah, yellow is usually typically. It's been a long time, but I think yellow was always, and green was like
with
color
that.
codes.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's been around.
But
Plug the wrong thing in.
K is good up to about 1100 degrees.
Yeah.
There you go.
For reference only.
They want to calibrate it. They want to calibrate it. They want to spend the money.
On that though, I worked at a company called UV Technology. I ran the laboratory, and we had hundreds of those things. Ours were part lows, and we checked them against calibrated thermocouples. They were never off by more than 0.1%.
I know, that's a mess. It's amazing.
I actually had a thermocouple welder just for welding the tips.
Oh, right.
It was hilarious. It was a $2,000 piece of equipment to save us 10 cents.
Like people like GE use a bundle of temperature sensors on their engine testing, so that may be a big deal for them.
Yeah.
If you can weld one in 10 seconds, that's.
I used to do vacuum furnace uniformity tests, and you had put thermocouples all in the different areas of the vacuum furnace, and I use so many thermocouples. Like, once they're done. I mean, you roast them in there. It's it. You know, it's the sheath around them. I mean, you're going up to 2,000 degrees. You know, so it's the sheath around them is gone. I think there's Kevlar or something they put on. I forget. Yep.
You smell them burning and you see them.
Yeah, I can see them with a vacuum furnace. When it comes down, you have to ramp it up slowly. Put a vacuum on it, and you bring it back down. Take the vacuum off, open it up.
For heat treating?
Yeah,
Okay.
worked for GE.
Okay.
Yep. When I first got to GE, just do a calibration uniformity test of all their vacuum ovens at the different locations.
I worked at Inco Alloys. They took the couplers out, took all the asbestos out, and rewrapped them and put them back in there, and they boiled over.
Oh, they should reuse it?
When they tried to, they tried to use it instead of burn it back in or whatever. And sprayed all the inside of the.
Yeah, I know.
I was the co-op, so I got blamed for that. And I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, I know somebody actually made a mistake once. I don't know how they got past the because usually. Oh, sorry.
So is that hell freezing over Microsoft readies their own Linux for Windows? Is that a new story, or is that an old story?
That's pretty new. The next iteration of Windows 10 is supposed to have a Linux kernel in there, not by default, but as the Linux for Windows subsystem. I don't remember what it's called because I use something different.
So then you're going to convert to Windows now?
No.
Why would I do that?
No,
Why would I run Windows so I can run Linux?
The day he says that, I think hell will freeze over before he does.
I'm just thinking of the way they're acting, that they're pushing everybody over to Linux at this point.
Yeah, they are. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can see it in your
At some
eyes.
point, they almost have to recompile Office to run in Linux.
Well, that's the hesitation is, Office doesn't work in Linux.
Yeah.
But you can run it on the Office 365 on a browser.
You can run it on the website.
Yeah, where I'm currently working, we're not allowed to do anything in the cloud.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all sorts of compliance and crap.
Why is Office such a mainstay that they?
For corporations, yeah, they won't leave it. That's the only reason why Microsoft even still
Microsoft, Google.
Yeah.
What?
He had a phone call.
It's all right. There's
All
plenty
my
of
accounting
chairs.
friends, they always use Excel. They don't use anything.
Yeah.
Anything new with you?
Probably, but Librem does it all too.
Yeah.
That's what I use, Open Office or Libre.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing that's still the killer app is Outlook.
Yeah, Thunderbird is okay.
Thunderbird is very good, but the integration with LDAP and the employee images and stuff, that's sweet.
Yeah, Outlook always did have a slight edge over just about everything else out there.
I was working at a friend's house not long ago. He still has Outlook Express. Ooh. I didn't even know it existed.
That's my dad uses a version of Outlook Express. It's Outlook Live Mail or something.
Mm-hmm.
He likes it.
It was working a minute ago.
Yeah, it'll
This
work.
is coming from a guy with an AOL account.
You have an AOL?
What is wrong with my AOL account? Everybody gives me crap about my AOL account.
Get out my seat.
Were you sitting here?
No, you are.
I said, were you? I'm the operator here.
Uh-oh.
Is that, am I maxed out there on the speed?
For a volt and a half,
5
yeah.
volts and
It's a
and
24 volt
double A
motor.
battery.
What did you do with the other batteries?
You drained it. I think you drained it now. It was
Oh,
right. It was running
that was-
top
it was
speed.
going
Look at this, Mark.
Here, we'll let Marcus do it. He's the expert.
Oh, that what? No, that's my box.
Well, that's yours?
That's my box. I claim the box.
He wants the box. He doesn't care about the
think
controller.
I've
He
seen
just
it.
wants the box.
Went from Mike to Marcus.
The box is nice.
The box.
Lift that up. See how heavy that is. Lift that baby up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
wanna scratch the
commutated solid magnet motor.
Okay.
It's just,
It's every bit. It's every bit of solid.
yeah.
You drop that on your
What was the
foot.
price of
it's-
something
So
like
what
that?
is the
You got
story
room.
on this?
To
I
replace
guess
it's
I walked
probably
in
about
late. What
$600
is-
bucks.
Yeah,
what is-
he made
Um,
it
Steve's-
from a computer tape
Yeah.
Okay.
driver, right?
Old 9-track tape. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to-
Taking off, Kenny.
See ya.
Indiana General.
He's got another
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
He's got another one.
That one's 24, and it's out of an HP. I've got another one at home. It's stainless steel, 48 volts, and it's out of an IBM.
What would you use that for?
I'm thinking.
His brains.
I know, the tape drive.
Yeah.
Maybe can use it to turn the head, you know?
Oh, the
Oh yeah, the head, the pumpkins.
That,
Oh, that
I
would-
need to
yeah.
have some feedback of some kind.
That would run forever too.
Well, there's,
One of the small kids.
if I remember right, there's 16 segments in the commutator,
Yeah.
and you can hear that in the
Yeah.
You can see
ripple.
the
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. So if you run it at a nice regulated voltage instead of,
You can check the current.
Yeah.
It appears the.
Look here. That's the
You have
USS
brushes
On a
Enterprise.
bunch of those don't
That is
regulators away.
There were a couple of them, yeah.
the Hindenburg.
okay, that was bigger than I thought. Wow.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest one right there.
And what is that?
I have no idea.
The Knock Nevis.
It was a Japanese carrier, wasn't
1,503 meters. Feet, okay, 458 meters.
it? We sunk it.
Damn.
It's smaller across than I thought, but it's
Still 250 feet.
it's a big. That's a big.
And only 39 feet of draft.
Yeah,
That's,
that surprised me too.
What does that mean?
39 feet of it is below the water line.
Wow.
Which,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that's 40 feet, but still, for something that size,
Yeah.
that isn't that far.
Yeah,
Of course, I could stand my boat on end and it would still all be underwater.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, that one's on the floor.
Wrong direction.
Wait, hold on. What? Sponsored by Miss Kathy Beard? What?
What?
In the side here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Who's Kathy Beard?
I have no idea.
Somebody with some money in it.
That's new.
Ship-
361 feet, 32 foot across. So when I said 35, I wasn't that far off. 30.
Is the beam the diameter of the hull or across the planes?
It's supposed to be the diameter of the hull.
I would think, yeah.
So has anybody kept up with our friends at Workhorse? Have you heard the news on that?
is that car company.
Yep. The truck.
taking
Rivian.
Well, they're trying to take over the Lord's, or get
Lordstown.
Oh,
go
yeah.
to production in the Lordstown plant.
Yeah, well, I know it was up. It sold the other day.
Oh, did it sell? Okay. Well, I heard.
didn't see
I
the
heard that.
details.
I heard that Trump tweeted that out. That Workhorse. Well, I don't know. I didn't read the tweet, but on the news this morning they talked about it. And Mike, or is that his name, Mike DeWine, the governor?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's talked about it. So, but on the news they said that if it all comes together, they would build electric trucks for the U.S. Postal Service. So there's the government connection there. So, I mean,
That's
so
good.
so far they've built at least prototypes for UPS.
They're over in Blue Ash, or
No, they're in, well, they call it Loveland, but it's right by
Loveland, okay.
Fields Erdel. It's
Okay,
right
yeah.
off Montgomery Road, but
I
guess-
knew it was
I guess
on the
technically-
east side.
I don't think of that as Loveland, but I guess it could still be all up there on that hill.
Well, further than most people think. It's weird.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I think they've been struggling, but
If they get that contract for all those postal trucks,
yeah, that would be sweet.
Most postal drivers have to drive their own vehicles anymore, so.
yeah, the ones that drive into my apartment complex, they're
Outsource
driving their own vehicles.
What do they look like?
whatever the.
Oh, vans. I've seen one that had actually, it was a normal van. They had one
Once
person
in a
in the
while,
back
package
putting stuff in
delivery guy
it.
is
So they had
driving,
two.
but
It was
the person that delivers the mail, they're driving their own
yeah.
personal vehicle.
Yep.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's
I don't know.
bad.
I don't think they do in my neighborhood, but maybe they do. I don't know.
White
I'm not
station
home.
wagon.
I thought only the rural areas were
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, I thought rural. but
No, back in Westchester, they were doing that. The guy had a
Steering wheel on the
van.
other side.
Had one person that was in the van driving, the other person was sticking the mail in.
Wow.
Drive on
Yeah,
the
so
other
it was
side.
like that went on for a while, and now we're back to a normal
Yeah.
postal truck.
Yeah.
But
And then where the driver's seat used to be.
I was talking to a guy that
They
worked
like
there. Actually, he went back to work. He was
pane, like a
54. He went back to
like
work.
stainless steel
Post
pane,
office. He said he worked.
stand or whatever with all
He's
the
been on like
mail,
12-hour
or
days,
whatever.
12-hour days
Weird.
for like 13 days straight,
Oh.
and it's just
Wow.
like you said, they can't get enough people.
That's crazy.
Big old
That's everywhere.
truck or
That's
whatever.
amazing.
What do you think the post office will look like in 20 years?
Will there be a post office?
Yeah.
Well, I know you think that. You think that the level of mail would be down. So I guess it's all that advertising stuff. Because I mean, sure, that's mostly what you get in the mail, right?
Yeah.
No,
Most
but
of
I
the
see
time.
them on Sunday in my neighborhood.
Well,
They're
that's-
dropping off.
That's
things.
Amazon.
Well,
Here,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is U.S. Postal Service.
They get billions of dollars
All
of
my Chinese
subsidies.
mail comes from U.S. Postal.
Well, that's true too. Yeah,
They get
that's
billions
true,
of
too.
dollars of subsidies every quarter.
Yeah.
They never, the
Yeah.
third class mail is keeping them afloat, but barely.
Junk mail.
Yeah, they don't call it junk mail, but
That's what I call it.
Have y'all noticed who's delivering your Amazon stuff?
Yeah, that's
There's
what I
some
mean.
Freaky dudes.
that's a potpourri of characters delivering.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they bring it and they take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were here. Sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking pictures of it now. Huh?
My
That picture.
my mailman, he drives a regular little mail truck,
Right.
but he's really good. He puts my packages in a plastic bag if it's raining, and puts the plastic bag up on the porch.
Must be
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know. I mean, one day I go out there and there's this plastic bag sitting there. I'm like, what the heck is this? And I picked it up and it was had my packages in it.
Nice.
And he did it today too. And I'm like,
Wow.
My
okay.
mailman usually mashes them all into the mailbox to where the box is like shifted funny, and then the box is so crumpled you can't tell it was a box because they don't want to come back the driveway.
Well, I've had that happen once, but this guy, whoever he is now, he's really good. And
Wow. I used to get that, and now I've never seen it plastic. Lucky I'm home most of the time. And it was like, boy, it's gonna storm. It's like, and then they have to use, if you have those like little thin packages that'll blow away, they just stick it down there. It's like, God,
Yeah.
I think we could have been down the street and nowhere, no telling where.
that's where I don't get, because we've got a box, in the complex down the road that we have to go and check. He'll bring like packages that won't fit in that box,
Right.
but he won't drop off the small stuff. And I'm like, so I still have to go down
Yes.
there
Yeah.
to get
They do
the
that.
small stuff. Like,
Yeah.
So somebody said this was by Loveland?
Yes.
No, this is a 4-hour drive. It's up by Cleveland.
Yeah,
Lordstown.
Oh, they
Lordstown.
they
They bought
their
it. They bought the factory.
Yeah, the factory's there, but the
The headquarters is in Loveland.
Oh, okay.
They just sold 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard
It was
I
on
heard on the-
CBS News.
I heard that the union had to approve the
Yeah.
sale or something.
That's what I heard too.
So that
I
means
think
they did approve it.
I think it's going to go through.
Wow. That
I
would
don't know
be-
anything. I'm just here.
And I'm still waiting for the carver, so.
I
So
choose
the
not to
company
know
name is
anything.
Workhorse,
Okay.
and they're listed on the NASDAQ. They're
Oh, there's.
WKHS, I guess.
Oh, they were public already.
Well, they have been. They've been struggling. Leroy has shown on
Oh
the
yeah, I
big
remember.
board
I remember seeing that.
their flying thing, which
the-
I think they're trying to get away from that
Yeah.
or sell that unit. It's called SureFly.
Well, I
It's
That
think.
quadcopter thing.
Well,
Octocopter.
Optocopter, yeah.
Yeah.
A guy I worked with quit and to take a job there
Okay.
about a year ago.
About a year ago, we had somebody at our place who quit about 2 years ago and went to work for them. He had worked for them before when they had a different name, and then electrical design and some of that.
Well, Google got authorization, or ABC Google, whatever, got authorization to do. They got their license. I think it was. I forget they called it. They actually had to get a aircraft, and I don't know. It's not a license, but certification, and they're going to start delivering packages with drones.
So I
Yeah,
think-
but they had to have some type of. I mean, it was a carrier certification, aircraft carrier certification.
I think it's called Wing. Is it?
Yeah, it's called Wing. That's
Wing.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And they got approval for that first in Australia,
That-
and now I think they've got it here.
Yeah, right.
now,
Actually,
too.
Australia was first, right?
But
So that was kind of weird that they had to go through
well,
that level.
they probably had to prove that they can do it out of the line of sight, because like if you or I take a drone out, then we can't fly it out of our line of sight without a waiver.
Well, what they also saying is that it won't be. It's like one guy will be at the command center, and he's responsible for like 5 drones,
Okay.
as opposed to just one drone. Just the first person responsible for 5 drones. So it's
Okay.
interesting. I thought Amazon was the lead on that.
Being that the Air Force can hardly have enough pilots, how is Amazon going to pull it off?
You've seen the Amazon drivers, right?
We can train anybody.
We can make anybody do anything.
Please avoid the birds.
Anybody concerned that these are going to fall out of the sky and hit you in the head?
Seriously? Well, like
It's a concern.
I think they'll tend to do it where there's wide open spaces, like Nebraska. I'm guessing. I don't know. Like
Nowhere north.
fly
I don't
to-
think so.
Well, to fly to
Yeah, I don't
ranches.
think that
and
would
that-
be, yeah.
So if you go to Nebraska and somebody wants a delivery today, they're 30 miles away.
Yeah.
That takes a hell of a drone.
Oh, these are flying. These are little planes. They're fixed wing.
Okay.
The ones I've seen.
So my package gets dropped from 30 feet at 40 miles an hour.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think. Like if they fly them over where I live in Claremont County, they're going to shoot. The guys are going to shoot them out of the sky.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of that, I'm sure. It's
So,
gonna be-
I would
saw
say-
a video
There's a free
of
battery
one in
pack.
Australia. They looked like they were dropping them in ranches.
Okay.
They were
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
way out in the country somewhere.
Yeah.
What
that's my
possession
take.
is 9/10 of the
That's
law?
That's kind of my impression.
Well,
Just-
Yeah, they're.
It's,
What was that movie? Star Wars. What's the Transformer movie. The one before the Knights Age of Extinction or something. The guy shoots down like a military
No,
drone for the battery pack or the solar panels.
I don't think that was a
Why not?
Transformers.
It's Transformers.
That was Matt Damon, and he had 2 kids or something.
Yeah.
It starts off with them. God.
Out in the field.
Yeah,
Seen that one.
I
It was like
don't
some kind of
remember.
robotics guy that took up farming afterwards.
He's looking.
IMDb, Matt Damon.
That was a good movie, whatever it was.
Yeah, like you said, some of those are gonna fall. It's hit people in the head and kill
They're living in New York City. Trust me, somebody's gonna get hit.
them.
Yeah, and that's the only sort of environment where I think it makes any sense.
Maybe
Where
that's
you've got a lot of
populated.
people,
Yeah.
and you might be able to deliver 10 packages within 4 blocks.
Yeah. They may fly them. I mean, they probably may fly them in the street. I mean, that may be part of the rule, right? I mean,
They can
not
do
to
the-
fly it
yeah.
over the
Yeah.
sidewalk as the.
They could do gas powered.
The one that I saw a video of it, and it kind of comes over and it hovers, and then it lowers the package down,
Yeah, I saw
and it
one.
never
Yeah.
ever really stops.
It's like a Hummer.
So it doesn't
Gets
shoot the
really close,
package at
drops
you.
it,
Yeah.
keeps hovering.
I think there's going to be a lot of pushback from, you know, people running to the city council and saying we don't want this.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah,
guess.
but-
When they fly over the interstate, one crashes into the interstate, goes through the
Yeah.
windshield of your car. There's going to be some people might complain. I don't know.
There'll be a massive pileup and a lot of casualties.
You know
That's-
what? You know what though? It's always gonna be some friction. Oh, just like with Uber now. I mean, I think they're
Uber and Lyft, they're going on strike.
They went on strike.
Certain
Yeah, I
cities.
mean, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be. Yeah, well, yeah. Those are Amazon. Yeah,
That's the one you were talking
Yeah.
about. It looks like a little plane,
Yeah,
The one right
I saw
there,
one.
but that's still
Air
it's some
first
sort of
delivery.
opticopter or quadcopter.
Could you type in wing drone?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Let's see what theirs look like.
Wing drone.
Well,
That looks a lot more like a
It's
plane.
substantial.
Yeah, the one I saw was a fairly
Stealth, baby.
fairly
Built wire.
fairly standard looking. So the one has a package up in the top middle.
Yeah.
Is that a package?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, and on the upper left.
Yeah, there you go. That one.
A
Right
couple
there.
of
See
them.
what that
do,
one
yeah.
is. Oh, it's a yeah.
Yeah.
When do they rotate though? It looks like he has like.
If that dropped out of the
It's
sky,
wing and
that would
yeah,
kill
it's
you.
wing and
Yeah.
it'll hover and fly.
Right.
Like
Yep.
a airplane.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
It has-
you've got your
Draws little propellers,
propellers, and you've got your theme above to make
Even
it
that
fly.
looks like it will go vertical, doesn't it?
Mhm,
Yeah.
It will.
It'll hover and
7-Eleven.
That's like the ones I've always seen. Though.
It's like a wired. It's
and they're freaking huge. When you look at them in these
7-Eleven
videos,
has a
they're
bunch of potato
huge.
chips and beer and stuff.
They're like the size of a freaking car.
I like that one. I would love that string. That beneath the string just goes.
String goes down and goes, pink, poof.
Nice.
Yeah, drop it from about 150 feet.
One of my favorite stories from Dad during Vietnam is how many choppers they brought down the natives by launching bamboo rods up into the air.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, that's
Good way
got
to get a
vertical
free
takeoff.
drone. Just saying.
My uncle didn't talk a lot about it. He told my nephew there were tripwires and he wasn't taking point, they swapped. And those bamboo just impaled that guy. And if he would have been walking point, they swapped, he would have been graveyard dead.
How big is that supposed to be?
That looks huge, doesn't it?
That looks big.
It looks very huge.
Is that an optical illusion?
No, it could be, but
Well, look
I
at the
mean-
size of the servo on the tail fin.
yeah. Look at the size of
Assume that's not a 9-gram servo, probably 20.
Yeah.
You get 2, and then you get
Hey, try to click on it. See if you can click on it.
12.
On the actual. Yeah, see if you. Yeah. See.
12. Oh, so you got 14 motors on there.
Okay,
That'd
yeah.
be packed together.
Virginia ABC Grown delivers company after the food starts. Yeah, that looks pretty big. Let's see what
Advertising, no.
Wing the area to
We'll ask
delivery.
again when you change your mind.
Yeah, no. Keep asking until you get the right answer.
Only in Australia. It's been tested since 2014.
Yeah, but I think they have some level of approval here.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do. No, they definitely
Yeah.
said
The
it.
FAA.
They said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Oh, okay, I didn't
yeah.
read it. Yeah.
But they were in Australia first, so it was.
You'd think they just settle with the boomerangs there in
It
Australia.
comes 5 years after.
I don't see anything about how big
How
this
big,
thing
yeah.
is.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So it's going to start in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech, Blacksburg is where Virginia Tech is.
It's got to be decent size though if it's hauling packages.
I'm sure they'll love that in DC.
Can you go up a little bit? Where's the other town? in
Missile
Virginia?
defense system.
Yeah.
Right there.
Christiansburg.
Wing drones are delivering everything for burritos and coffee.
Christiansburg.
The last
McDonald's coffee from 1200.
Yeah, they're real hot.
this is actually kind of interesting though because those cities would be more populated because
Right.
the last drone test I thought was approved was out west somewhere that didn't have much of a population, and that was for Amazon's
Right.
drone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting.
Kroger's didn't go that route. Kroger's drives around on the ground.
Oh yeah. Right.
How big is Christian? I know Virginia Tech Blacksburg with.
I don't
got-
know. I don't know where
it's a
that's
pretty
at.
big college
Well,
town.
Blacksburg has a lot of mountains. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
it's not flat. It's a mountainous,
81.
hilly.
Christiansburg is right on 81.
Oh, it says that. It says the status change says they can operate over crowds
Oh.
in rural areas.
Well, Christiansburg is right below Blacksburg. I mean, they're right
Right
they're
next to each
close.
other.
Yeah, they're right together almost.
Wasn't Blacksburg one of the first communities to have Wi-Fi and stuff when they Virginia Tech used it as a? I thought it was a pioneer in Wi-Fi way back when. Maybe that's why they pick them because they're
So the thing has to
progressive
be
and-
pretty autonomous.
Yeah.
It has to be given a destination. It might be looked in on by somebody. but
Right. That's what.
it
That's all.
can't be
No, they're
controlled
not going to.
continuously.
Yeah, they're not going to be. I don't think they're not
Would
going
be,
to be.
would be nice Tesla delivering the cars to your home by itself.
Yeah.
Car, that's-
Just look at it go. Pat it on his side and say, "Go, you got it. Thank you, good boy." See ya.
So,
Well-
have you ever seen the Aero car? They actually got approval finally, but the concept is the car is autonomous between airports, so that it'll fly between airports. And you know, your car's a plane or
Yeah.
whatever, but you basically have to drive it to, like, say, Lunken, and then, you know, punch in where you want to go, and it'll autonomously drive or fly you to that other airport. That's probably the system that they're going to be using with these drones, and it'll get to a point, and then, you know, for a delivery package or something, turn over to a pilot and say, yes, do the delivery, unless they get that to where it's automated.
Well, you just put a big marker on the ground where it drops the package, and all it needs is a decent vision system to do it.
Yeah.
These $100 drones that have been tinkered with, and some $5 drones do waypoints now.
Yeah.
Seriously, you go on the map and you say here, here, and go, and they go.
Can they land at those points?
I'm probably the high end ones. These just follow where they're going. You probably can set a high
But
altitude.
maybe they can use
I've
a
seen
platform for drones delivery with a RUCO mark.
Hive
Robot,
construction
see
drones.
the mark and go exactly.
Right there.
Right.
Right.
that's
You have to put one. You have to put one in your
You
driveway.
want to set
and then
it, you
when
need to have a platform.
That's exactly
outside.
right. You got to have a platform. Just like
Hard to tell.
you can have your. You have to have
But
like
that's
because
a
they'll
camera.
deliver. Amazon will deliver in your garage,
That-
but you have to have a certain type of garage door open, and then you have to give them authorization to do it and all that.
The
so.
bottom closed.
Yeah, there's something it's actually attached to. That looks like a 3D printed shell.
Probably. Or remote.
As a prototype.
Prototype, yeah, for sure.
You guys seen the like Hive construction drones? There's I forget what university was doing it, but they're doing it like so that they get like 20 or 30 of these drones that are all self-programmed or like controlled or whatever, but they're designed for like they're looking at using them for building bridges in remote locations, so they can just drop all the supplies and then the drones can build the bridge across, and like the parts are magnetic, so they'll auto fit. So they just have to bring, all those little tubes close enough to where they'll attach. And
Little rector set.
Yeah. It's kind of spooky when you really start thinking about it. You start seeing like 20 of those little drones all, collecting them like a
Building
hive
stuff.
of bees.
It's a hive. It's a hive of drones.
Yeah.
I bet these will be way more autonomous than what you would think, and then probably they just need a pilot sitting there just in case something goes wrong.
That's what I think. I think it's monitoring. I think
Jim's right.
I think
Somebody
they have to have
can't
eyes
get
on them or
handled.
something.
Just
some type
in
of way.
case.
Yeah.
There's going to be accidents.
The weird lack of symmetry on the fuselage.
Yeah, there is a weird lack of symmetry. It almost
I
looks
thought
like
there
there's
was a
two different
landing pod.
I'm
cameras.
a fan of technology.
Oh yeah.
I
Right.
think it must be.
Yeah.
Or radar, lidar, maybe.
Could be.
We have another camera maybe here.
There's a camera there. That's definitely a camera.
And the whole middle has to be a battery pack.
And the whole thing looks like it's 3D printed.
It's a weird looking craft, that's for sure.
Look at how
It's a corn cob.
What is it? The release?
look at how much
how they release this?
Probably just continue to lower it and it falls out.
Yeah. It's like
still
gravity.
no
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah. Once it right. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Releases.
this is like a hook.
Yeah. Not even hook. Actually, it's like a gripper almost. Like
A
a
strain
yeah.
gauge weight
But
sensor.
there is no cables. or
Right.
something.
There's no right. Unless it's up at the top. But, I don't know.
This is a drone inside the box. A small drone.
there's a drone inside.
A little, that's right, a little drone inside the box.
Drone delivering the drone.
How they reproduce.
Yeah, that's
Another
right.
drone.
Well, it's somebody they're
breathe.
delivering a
The stork
they're
is
delivering a
here.
wedding band. The little drone comes out as a big drone.
That's a lot of
Call this drone the
lot of
stork.
The
engines
stork,
on
yeah.
that.
Yep.
Motors.
14 motors. And a winch.
You see
And a
that?
winch.
You see that? It's like,
And at least
You got redundancy. You can
At least
have
3
A and B
servos.
train, and
They,
every
Four.
other one's A and B.
they have the drivers outside of the.
Ford, yeah.
You see the boards.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the drivers.
Yeah.
That's why this is a prototype, because they didn't even hide the driver boards.
Got them exposed.
And this is for horizontal traveling.
If it starts to fall, does it explode?
you know, okay, windstorm came through. Abort.
See,
That's-
that's why I think they need a pilot. Is
That's right. They need, just for those weird things. And they'll probably have feedback going back to the system. They know
How
when
can you
something's
They're
But
going
wrong.
maybe there is a better multi-package
Possibility of
delivery.
having trouble.
I mean, maybe 90% of the packages are
Having it be
100 grams or
autonomous and
something.
safe.
Mm-hmm.
would be
Well,
fine
right,
just to
right.
deliver
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they've done
instead
that.
of one big box
There
I
are
want to ship that motor.
to deliver maybe
I'm
20
sure they can
stuff
stop and
in a place.
Yeah.
Go to the next way.
Yeah,
That's-
they've done that. They've done that. I bet they've
Yeah, all you
analyzed
do
that
is
back
look
and
at the
forth.
motors,
Know the
look
size
at
of
the crank of
packages,
the
typical
motor,
size of
check
packages,
the,
so they can say, okay,
telemetry,
90% of the stuff or 80% of the stuff we can probably deliver
weight
with
point,
this
the weight
stuff
point.
like that. You can't do
It's
that.
way-
and we know the range of the drone, and we know how
Yeah.
far and how
Yeah.
fast it can go.
Yep.
Yep, they already know all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. For sure.
That's why you have
But
a big
my-
lead box and you throw it in the back of your truck and you drive off with it.
That's but I bet they need a pilot sitting there just to watch for those
It's-
weird.
Yeah.
Another drone shows up.
All
Oh,
those
how are we going
exceptions.
to deal with that?
Yeah. Or somebody shoots down the drone
Shoot
or
down
something
the
like
drone.
that. Something happens. Then
Or another drone comes
But-
in underneath,
Steals the package.
cuts the string.
It's like the old Spy versus Spy from Mad Magazine.
But oh yeah,
Countermeasures.
the Google drone attacks the Amazon drone.
drone wars.
Drone wars.
People selling used drones from Amazon in eBay.
Yeah. Do you know?
That's funny.
Eventually, though, once they work out that it's safe or whatever, they probably could eliminate most of the pilot work just completely.
Well, yeah, I think the confidence. Then it's just like with the, just like with the autonomous cars. I mean, if they didn't have those crashes, we would. I mean, you think if they didn't have not the correct. The one guy decapitated himself, and then I think it hit a woman out in Arizona. I think.
Yeah.
What?
Well, then they heard about the guy. He was watching TV, and
That was on
that's a long time ago.
that
Yeah, it was a Tesla.
in Florida.
Tesla
Yeah, it
did
was
it,
going
yeah.
around, and Tesla changed their design because what happened is the truck was turning like this, so the LiDAR didn't hear it, didn't see it, and the guy was watching. They said he was watching
a movie.
He was watching a movie.
It couldn't have been LiDAR because Elon Musk is so against LiDAR.
Is he really? Yeah.
Yeah,
They use
it was a
camera.
forward-facing
Vision.
camera, and the truck was the same color
So
as
he
the
got
sky.
decapitated.
Was that what it was? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was the underneath part of the
Allegedly, he had
actual.
modified.
That's what I heard. I don't know. Again, I don't know. That's what
Because he was doing
I don't
30
remember
miles
where I
over
heard
the
it
speed
so
limit.
long ago. But yeah, that's
You
So he
listen
had
to all the
some
rhetoric
culpability.
that
Yeah.
Elon Musk spreads about LiDAR. You'd believe LiDAR was
really.
the worst thing ever created by anybody ever.
Well, they use vision systems.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
use cameras.
But I think it would have been I think we would have been farther along on autonomous vehicles if it wasn't for those hiccups. Those little things that happen.
I don't know. Those are expected.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are, but the public. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we expect it. I mean,
You
I mean,
lost one person, and how many?
exactly,
acts did-
exactly. I mean,
long as it's not you, my
logically,
word.
that's true.
Yeah.
Logically, it is. You're gonna lose some people.
You lose
And even if they are
56,000 a year
100%
Well,
letting them drive
safe,
themselves.
you're still going to
Yeah.
lose
That's true.
Exactly.
somebody.
But if a human's doing it, I mean, how many
Road
accidents?
rage
What are
and
we
all
up in Ohio? 500 or something like that. I think. I forget what the thing said, but it was.
The average is about 1,200 a state.
Yeah, is it really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So-
so as soon as an autonomous vehicle, kill one person, it's like
Yeah, that's
These are
true.
bad.
Yeah.
One of the things against the Tesla, there have been 2 accidents in California at the same interchange. The car says it divides, and I'm going to take the middle.
And Tesla can't deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but they've had 2 cars crash into the
The
barrier.
divide, yeah.
There was a girl in my driver's ed class that did that too. She was
Oh, really?
driving with woods, and it
Were
split.
you in the car?
Well, yeah, but the teacher was in the.
Yeah.
I was in the back
The
seat,
brakes.
and she was. So we were seniors in high school, whatever, junior, whatever it was, and she's in Winton Woods going right down the middle of the road, and he said, "That tree's in the middle of the road. What are you going to do?" And she said, "I don't know."
That's the wrong answer.
Oh my God.
That's what the car was thinking. I don't know.
You're in the back
They
seat.
must have used her.
They
as the-
used her for the
That's right.
algorithm.
They should have took the data, took that one piece out. They didn't take that piece of data out.
Now she's a pilot for that.
Well, at least she's sitting behind a screen, though, right?
Oh man.
Did he put the brake on in the passenger?
I don't remember, but yeah, I mean he dealt with it, but yeah, it was kind of.
What are you gonna do with that tree? I don't know.
I was on 275 getting ready to go to Micro Center once, no idea why. And I was behind a station wagon, and there was a guy and a wife and at least 2 or 3 kids in the back. And he was yelling at them, and I think he wanted to continue straight, and he started drifting toward the ramp and right into one of those barriers.
Oh.
And they've got 150-gallon jugs of water designed to absorb energy, and the lid of one of those things went up at least 50 feet.
Wow.
I didn't stop, and I regret that, but I saw at least 2 of them get out of the car in the rearview mirror. Damn.
Wow.
They were going 60 miles an hour when they hit it.
I saw a semi-truck hit one. It hit those water
It
barriers.
does water things.
Yeah, on a
Yeah, it was
truck,
nasty.
it's got enough mass, it's not
It
going to slow
did
down
stop it.
much.
Yeah.
It's not designed for a semi.
Yeah. It went right through the water things and right into the concrete, and I was like, oh, that is not a good sign. It was another one of the, upon the highway that you, with all the cars that were up with me,
Mhm.
there was no way to really stop. I avoided it, but I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Call 911 and go, yeah, semi truck just ran onto the barrier,
Yeah.
big time. Send an ambulance.
I'm always amazed at how frequently the one at Old 74 coming in from Indianapolis, that thing was getting hit nearly weekly.
Because it's there's an incline or
A whole bunch of traffic.
yeah. It's
And
kind of a,
that's why they're redesigning it and
Makes
moving
it weird.
stuff around and
Kick
like,
to the left.
That's one of the reasons why they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's just a bad
Overpass got
section
hit by
in
a
the first
train
place.
once
Yeah.
too.
it did.
Hmm?
Yeah,
what?
that overpass got hit by a train once. There was a train on a
Yeah.
tractor trailer.
I saw
And the
that
guy
come off.
wrecked into the foot of that bridge, and they showed a picture of a train.
Yeah, I saw that was being brought here from Columbus to have work done. It was just the body; it didn't have the engine and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hit the ramp too fast. I was behind that thing
Oh.
from Columbus. I mean, it's kind of cool. I was driving along beside it.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
There's a train overpass in Middletown, down on Route 4, 73. Yeah, 73.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy had vans sitting on top of his truck. You know, he was a car hauler and he had vans, and he slammed into it and knocked off 3 of the vans that were up there.
Ooh.
Caused huge amount of damage to that trestle, and knocked a car. One of the cars
Dropped
fell
the van
into
onto the car behind it.
Yeah, fell into the car behind it and caused a huge amount of
Mm.
grief. I mean they shut 73 down for
Yeah, that's right around Bereal, isn't it?
yeah.
Yep.
They had that shut down for days, trying to figure out what this guy was actually doing
Yeah. And inspect the damage.
and inspect the damage. And the train company was not overly thrilled with the fact that he hit the train trestle, because that's a bad thing. Apparently, that's bad if you hit those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta redo the tracks and verify the tracks are still even. Oh yeah.
Apparently, that is not a good thing.
Yeah.
And they're down there every 6-7 months now, just redoing those tracks. I don't think they ever actually fixed them right.
There's a trestle over Madison, just east of Red Bank Road, that's 12 feet and a couple inches, and that thing gets hit once every month or two.
Oh, down by the
It's
bowling
bad.
alley.
Over near Duck Creek.
Is that down by the bowling alley or going
Close
toward
to-
Duck Creek?
yeah, Duck Creek.
Yeah,
Duck Creek.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madison dead ends into
Yeah. I know where it is.
starts with a C, and it's just east of
Yeah.
that, or just west of that.
Yeah, I know
Crazy.
where that is.
So what you gonna do with your balancing rate?
I don't know.
Yeah, really. I'm
just
down with
here.
it, Jim.
Turn it on, make it stand.
It's almost 7 o'clock now. Now I can't do it.
I know the solution.
He'll have it fixed next week.
The solution is a caster wheel here.
A caster wheel right there. That's right. Now it's a 2-wheel drive.
So when I first came in, I thought that was the caster on the end of it. I'm like, that's a really bad design. It can't perfect.
I was gonna just say.
You know, that
stand
actually might
wheel.
work better though.
It does.
All right.
Oh, if that's as fast as those motors can go, that's the problem.
Actually, I have tried both. I have tried slowing them down. I've tried speeding them up. I've tried a little bit of
So you
everything.
can call Ray up and say, I fixed it.
Boo.
So
But
it
Ray's
just has a
another
single
one with
motor
that same
controller.
height that'll balance?
Yeah, single motor controller.
Ray's got, I don't know if he does or not.
Now do what? What?
Does Ray? You said Ray has one that balances. It is at that same height.
This is Ray's
Oh, he
design.
said he's
I see.
Ray wants it to work. So far, it
need,
doesn't.
You need motors with lower
It's Ray's design.
gear
He
radio.
stole Ray's.
Lower.
Pretty-
I mean, 40-1 or something.
Look at this.
What's the
This guy's not even using a matched pair of motors, so and it's working.
Huh? Why do you say they're not matched?
because one's black and one's white, and that means there's two
No,
different
this
gear
is the,
ratios.
this is the light.
No.
No, they're
This is
both
the
white.
light.
No, they're not.
It's the color of the plexiglass
It's
change.
the, it's the color of the
Yeah, it's the
plexiglass.
same color. or
It's
not?
it's the same color.
One's just has
Uh-huh.
black tape. in front.
What about the gear radio of
Okay.
those motors?
Ta-da!
The caps aren't, but the shafts are supposed to.
Just because they're
I don't know. Those are those cheap.
Just
TT
one's left,
motors.
one's right. That's all that means.
He's
Yeah.
he's changed the gear motors in that. You can tell that that's not the same motors that come in those yellow
They certainly
cases.
don't have the straps over.
There's a
Maybe he
variety of
was
gear motors
cutting
that
off
come in
bits to
different
lighten it
sizes.
up. That would explain why he's using a 9-volt battery for the power.
Well, you need a right-hand
Nope.
motor and a left-hand motor.
That's right.
So that's why they're, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's the
You
weird.
saw a video about this?
R, that means
Is
right.
there a video?
bit for him.
I don't
It's
know.
like a twin spark.
This
Yeah,
this
right.
this robot is almost identical, except I'm running 12 volts instead of 9 volts. It's almost identical in design to what I've got, and he's even using the same parts, and it's
Does he have a video showing it actually?
Yeah, the motors have
Oh.
different gear
Does he?
ratios.
Yeah, the video.
there was a video. Where did I
We
see
did
the
that
video?
proof.
Video or it never happened.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah,
There
really.
was a video.
Ah,
of it.
Half the height too, though, so
More self-balancing theory.
probably a third of the weight.
Yeah, I think the weight makes a huge difference. Those motors just can't keep up.
I there it is. I think
I've
it's the motors myself. I think the motors are the problem.
I've never seen one that big without a motor gyro. in
Too
it.
much load.
Yeah,
Really?
So on this one, could you put another motor controller in it and try it with steppers?
I would much rather have steppers in this than
I mean, have you got enough I/O points to do that?
yeah.
Oh yeah, 2560.
There's plenty of I/O because he's using.
Ah.
See, it's working, but it's not working well. It's working much better than this thing is.
Why does he have tape wrapped around the wheels?
Friction, because those wheels are horrible.
Yeah, but that's a lot taller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Making it taller makes it balance better.
Making it taller should make it better.
Yeah, balance
Yeah, but
something short,
you
balance
need,
a
you need
broomstick.
more torque.
Oh, that's true.
More torque to
Yeah,
control
point there.
Yeah,
because it's the arm is larger.
But isn't that doesn't look as top heavy as far as the weight?
well, you
You
want
want
it top
you want
heavy.
top
You
heavy.
want it top heavy.
I like the tighter text.
You want to stay under the center of
He would put like toilet paper roll.
This is
on
not
top.
a heavy top.
Huh.
He's using different gear ratios, for sure, because there's actually a comment down here that says something about what do we need to change if we're changing the gear ratios, and
No,
he never answers.
Those motors are in
Oh,
different
you got
ways.
sensors on the back of this too, don't you?
Yes, but I'm not using them right now.
Oh, there's the problem.
That's the problem. I'm decided to only half-ass it. You got to get it balancing first. Then you can. The reason why his wobbles so much is because he's not using the encoders. He doesn't have any encoders to actually help it maintain. The encoders would help it once you get it to the point where it's wobbling back and forth. The encoders would actually help it maintain
Yeah, right,
and
yeah.
and be able to actually turn and do some other funky things. But you got to get it to where it stands up first.
You
That's
should be able to do some testing, tilting it slightly to the left, slightly to the right, should you reverse direction quickly.
I did all that. I did all that. It's the motors. It's either the motors or why is that still up here if your laptop's off?
Okay.
Yeah, I have changed all kinds of stuff. I'm not even sure what codes are actually running on that right now
You got your warning.
because
Yep.